Guess what? The gym is fully finished and I'm gonna give you guys a full walkthrough. But first, let me get out of the way. If you guys have been watching this entire series, I've taken this 1950s-year-old barn and turned it into a home gym. The very last thing that I added was this hot tub. This was gonna get thrown away by my mother-in-law, but I decided to take it, tore out all the insulation, fixed the jets, ran an electrical outlet to the outside, and so now we have a hot tub. This has been like almost 3 years in the making. If you've been watching the entire series, it's pretty clear because when I started, I had short hair, now I have long hair. So let's just give you guys the full tour. We're gonna start with the doors here. When we first started this, we were gonna take these big doors off, but we started to really fall in love with just the old style look of the tin. We were gonna paint it, but then we decided to leave it. But also these doors, they act as a really good protection against our main door in here because we get really bad hailstorms, and this just works really well. If we know a storm's coming, we can just shut these and we don't have to worry about glass getting broken from our French doors, which the glass almost did get broke. Let's just open it up for you guys and show you the completed project. Despite this thing being so old, the doors actually slide pretty good. And that's it. We'll move right on in to my French doors, which luckily still work really well. Here it is, the completed project, the barn to gym project. I mean, this was a massive, massive undertaking, but we got it done finally. Minus a heater and AC. I am gonna add a heat pump eventually, but the insulation is good enough during the summer. It doesn't get too hot as long as we work out in the morning, and during the winter, we can throw in a propane heater in here and it's hot in like 10 minutes. You're sweating like crazy. This right here is my absolute favorite corner, but I'm gonna save it for last because you don't eat dessert before supper, and I'm gonna show you supper before dessert. You guys are absolutely gonna love this corner, so stay to the end, but first I'll show you everything else. Let's just start on this entrance here. If you guys remember, this was just completely open, just wide open, and we framed this thing in. This wood here came from a 100-year-old barn that had fallen down in the wind, and the owner, he graciously let me just show up and take the wood. And it's a pretty big barn. There's still a lot of wood there, and I'm going to get more because I'm gonna finish a bookshelf in my office with this same wood. It's immaculate. It's perfectly straight, and it's been out in the elements for 100 years. It's pretty cool. And I thought it was a nice touch for this entrance. My French doors, you guys who saw the entire series, luckily, it didn't damage anything. It did tweak it. It was not bad enough to affect the functionality of the doors. And that whole bottom was such a pain. I used self-leveling cement to flatten it out and make it straight and make it level because I knew I was gonna put the French doors and it was just gonna be a pain if I didn't start with the base. And that whole bottom was kind of cracked and caved in from the cement from the previous owner. And so that did work really well. You can see my boards are pretty level all the way from the bottom to the top. And then of course we have our American flag that came from an old baseball field in town. This came out of my old high school weight room. So they were remodeling their weight room, the entire school, and they had a bunch of this stuff for free, and we decided to take it and hang it up in our gym. If you remember, previously there was no electricity ran. There's a really old junction box here. The conduit ran up to the top, and there's only one light. Well, I ran all new wires, ran all new lights all the way down to the end, and then I also continued the outlets all along each side. This was supposed to be the changing room, but of course it turned into a junk pile. But this is my junction box. I am still running wire out to the other buildings, but other than that, it is completely wired in. I've never done any electrical work before, but I did good enough where it didn't fry anything or fry myself. So clearly we started with just a completely messy barn. Everything was filthy, and the tin looks wonderful. The tin looks so good. I primed it and I painted it black, and it just looks really nice. I was very pleased with this. I could not really believe that it turned out so well. I was kind of skeptical, thought maybe we should do white or something, but black turned out really nice. And it did kind of cover up some of the scratches and dents that it already had, and it looks really good. And then we laid down this floor. The floor, this was where it was all caved in. And as you can see, it turned out pretty good. It is nice and level, and so my little cement project paid off pretty good. When it does get cold during the winter, it shrinks up and it exposes a crack here. So I think maybe I need to put some tape there to kind of prevent that gap from exposing the cement underneath it. And then during the summer, it does get a little bubbly because it expands. It's not that big of a deal. It does bug my wife, which I understand, and I do need to fix it. My speakers, we have speakers, 3 speakers, 2 on these corners and then 1 over here. And then for the insulation, this was completely exposed. It was just tin and then the ribs going clear across, and I insulated the entire thing. And I absolutely love this insulation. It looks nice. Looks really cool. It is like R20, if I remember right. It's been, remember, a couple of years since I've insulated, so I'm a little rusty on the details, but I believe it's R20, and it has this thin vinyl cover on it, and it just looks perfect. It's such a good complement to the black walls. This wall, again, turned out really good, and you can tell that it is nice and straight now, no longer a whale's backbone. It is bowed like a whale's backbone. Of course, we added the basketball goal, and this is great. Nice little warm up. We have a big open floor here where we can shoot around, play pig, play horse.
Thank you so much. Good pass.
And then I'll just quickly take you guys around and show you all the equipment we have. Most of this stuff we had in our old house. We had collected over the past 20 years, and we had an old weight room in our previous house in the basement. It was a tiny little 15 by 10 foot room, and a lot of this stuff was in there. We also had it kind of spread out in our garage. We had all of our weight equipment sitting in our shop, just collecting dust for about a year and a half. This Stairmaster is probably the most expensive thing we have in here. We have 2 stationary bikes. One is a little more manual. This one's a little more fancier. Leg extension and leg curl machine. We have a lot of these weights. Some of these I bought in the oil field like, 10 years ago, and we're still using them today. This is something that my wife does with her legs. I have probably used it once when she got it. This behemoth is a leg press. This thing came out of a hotel gym. They were kind of upgrading their gym equipment, and we came in and took it for pennies on the dollar. It works really well. It is so heavy. This thing was the bane of my existence for this whole project because it was on these wheel jacks. I had to finagle the thing up and under the rubber flooring, and it was a pain, but we got it done. This machine was also out of a hotel. Again, pennies on the dollar, and it works great. We got bench, we have leg curls or extensions, we got lat pull downs, we got seated rows. What else? We've got a dip machine or dip station, ab station. These are all of our attachments for the machine. And then let's go on over here. This is our squat rack, and also we use it for bench press. And then I was able to set up these really nice mirrors we got for pretty cheap. And then I kind of added some OSB on the back, and then put these top and bottom hangers on there to hold them. And of course, we have a baby now, and she needs her own workout station, and this is it. She absolutely loves this thing. I tied this to the top of the cross member up here, and she bounces, and she gets crazy in here just like we do. And then also this, all of these dumbbells came out of my old high school as well. Again, they were remodeling. We came in, some of them were ours, and then some of them we had just collected over the years. And then we have this really cool pull-up bar. I love this thing. You have like 3 or 4 different angles that you can do pull-ups. We have a punching bag tied to it. We have a little chi machine. I don't know exactly what it does, but it feels good. Back machine, ab machine, another mirror. Okay, and now to my favorite section. First, I'll show you what you have seen, and then second, I'll show you what you haven't seen. And this is my beautiful sauna. I love this thing. This is an elk I got a long time ago. But this thing, with winter coming up, oh, this is so nice. I already have the thing preheating. I get this thing up to like 200, and there's a new study that came out, and I think that's a little too hot for how long we go. So I'll probably have to adjust it. But yeah, this is it. This is my gorgeous sauna. This is one of my beloved and cherished items in my gym. That gives me all the warm fuzzies inside. Literally warm fuzzies. Jeez, that's hot. Whew, that is hot. So that's what you guys have seen. We get hot in the sauna, and then we get cold in the cold plunge. This thing I use year round. But this thing is wonderful. We can do hot and cold therapy. We also have the hot tub, but this is great. Do a dry, hot sauna. And then when you get too hot, you hop in the cold water. Back and forth gives you the most amazing, it is just so good. Oh, one last thing. This thing is really cool. Hung this from the top cross member so we can do climbs up and down. It's 16 foot up to the top. And yeah, this is it. The fully finished barn to gym build. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you're ever in the area of backwater country, hit me up and you guys can come work out with us. So that is our entire barn to gym conversion. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I have a ton of different projects I need to edit, and I'll start uploading. The next thing I did after this was start working on the house, and I remodeled the bathroom, and so that's probably going to be my next one. We've done a lot of different things, so make sure to subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy the videos.